Have you ever looked at your paycheck, seen a $90,000 salary on paper, and still felt slightly anxious at the end of the month? Not broke, not irresponsible, just tight. For many people, $90,000 sounds comfortable. In much of the US and Europe, it sounds upper middle class. But for a growing number of professionals, it feels more like survival mode than success. Let's make it practical. You're in your late 20s or early 30s. You worked hard. You built your career. You earn $90,000 a year. But after federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, or income tax and social contributions in Europe, you're not bringing home $90,000. Your monthly take-home might land around $5,300. Now look at where it goes. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in a decent area? Around $1,900. Utilities and internet? $250. Car payment? $480. Insurance? $160. Transport and gas? $200. Groceries? $500. Student loans? $400. Health insurance or medical costs? $300. Subscriptions and gym? Another $200. You're already around $4,400, and that's before eating out, travel, birthdays, weddings, replacing a laptop, or booking a flight home. Suddenly, that $5,300 doesn't feel abundant. It feels allocated, pre-committed, spoken for. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Nothing in that list is extreme. No yacht, no penthouse, no private schools, just normal, modern middle-class life. So what's really happening? The issue isn't that $90,000 is small. Historically, it's a strong income. The real issue is that fixed costs rise almost automatically with income. But wealth doesn't. At $55,000, you had roommates. At $70,000, you upgraded apartments. At $90,000, you upgraded the car. Not recklessly, logically. Because society doesn't reward restraint. It rewards presentation. Your neighborhood, your car, your vacations, they signal whether you're doing well. And the math compounds it. That $480 car payment isn't just $480. Over 5 years, that's nearly $29,000. Add insurance and maintenance, and you're over $35,000 for a depreciating asset. The $1,900 apartment? That's $22,800 per year. Over 5 years, $114,000, with no ownership at the end. Individually, each decision feels reasonable. Together, they consume earning power. This is where psychology comes in. When income rises, expectations rise faster. You don't compare your life to your old one. You compare it to your peers. If coworkers drive newer cars, financing one feels normal. If friends travel twice a year, staying home feels like falling behind. This isn't greed. It's social calibration. Humans adapt quickly. What felt like luxury last year feels basic this year. That's hedonic adaptation. And because most people are financing their lifestyle too, the pressure feels invisible. Over time, your internal question shifts. Instead of asking, "How much am I building?" you start asking, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" That shift is small, but financially enormous. When decisions are filtered through monthly affordability, long-term wealth becomes secondary. Cash flow replaces net worth as the scoreboard. If this continues for 10 years, you might earn close to $1 million in total income. But if most of it is locked into fixed costs, your net worth grows slowly. Meanwhile, someone earning $65,000 but keeping fixed costs low might invest $1,000 a month. At 7% annually, that's roughly $170,000 over 10 years. The difference isn't income, it's structure. Financially intelligent people don't avoid comfort. They avoid permanent commitments that remove flexibility. They understand that fixed expenses dictate freedom. A high salary without margin creates dependency on the job, the bonus, the next raise. A lower cost base creates optionality. This doesn't mean living like a student forever. It means recognizing that income growth alone doesn't create security. Surplus does. If $90,000 feels tight, it's rarely because you failed. It's because modern middle-class life is designed to absorb income as fast as it appears. Bigger apartment, better car, more subscriptions, higher expectations. The quiet advantage goes to those who don't fully upgrade every time their salary does. So instead of asking, "Why am I bad with money?" a better question is, "What permanent costs have I normalized?" Awareness doesn't require guilt, it requires clarity. Because once you see the structure clearly, you stop blaming the salary and start adjusting the system, and systems can be changed. If this perspective helped you think more clearly about income and lifestyle, consider subscribing for more calm, rational conversations about money.